Hey there, and welcome back. Today we are going to learn the story of Noah. A long time ago, there lived a man named Noah. Noah was a good and faithful man. The world around him, however, had become filled with wickedness and evil deeds. They'd forgotten to obey God. God saw the state of the world and decided that a fresh start was needed. But because God decided to save Noah, his family, and the animals from the coming flood that would cleanse the earth. God spoke to Noah, telling him to build a huge boat called an ark. This was no ordinary boat. It was to be big enough to hold Noah's family and two of every kind of animal on the earth, one male and one female. Noah listened carefully to God's instructions, and even though building the ark was a huge task, he followed God's instruction completely. Noah preached about the coming flood to the world as God spoke to him, but no one listens to him. Noah worked hard, and after many years the ark was finally complete. Just as he finished, Noah filled the boat with all animals. God gave Noah a 7-day notice. On that 7th day, the skies grew dark and rain began to fall. Rainwater fell from the sky and the ground opened up and fountains of water spewed out. It was the beginning of a great flood that would cover the entire earth. That great flood covered the highest mountain. Noah, his family, they had gathered food and supplies enough to last them for the entire time they would be on the ark. God closed the door of the ark. After 40 days and 40 nights, the rain stopped, but the water covered the earth for many more months. Noah and his family took care of the animals, and they all waited patiently for the water to go down. Finally, the ark had rested on the mountains of Ararat. Noah sent out a raven to see if there was any dry land. Then he sent a dove. It came back because it couldn't find anywhere to land. The second time, the dove returned with an olive leaf in its beak, showing that the water was going down and plants were growing again. God told Noah that it was safe to leave the ark. Noah, his family, and all the animals left the ark and stepped onto dry land. They were grateful to be alive and promised to take care of the earth and each other. To show his promise never to flood the whole earth again, God put a rainbow in the sky. It was a sign of his covenant with Noah, his descendants, and all living creatures. Noah and his family started a new life, and the earth was filled with life once more. The rainbow would always remind us of God's mercy, faithfulness, and new beginnings. Noah's story teaches us that even when the world is dark, faith and obedience bring hope. When we listen to God, even when it's hard, we step into His protection and purpose. So next time you see a rainbow, remember Noah and remember God's promise to us all.